Live on YouTube now. Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Philip, and I'm the host of this immersion this morning on a Sunday morning. Very beautiful Sunday here in São Paulo. And we're gonna talk about teams, stadiums, and the spirit of the game. 100% in English, a topic chosen by Suelen Vasconcelos. And immersions are conversations, free conversations, or not free conversations, but a way to practice your English and without teachers, without corrections, a place to relive, I don't know how to say that, but try rebuild an environment where you can speak English like you're in another country. And we always start with personal presentation. So Lilian, can you present yourself first? Then I'm going to present myself as well.
Yes, of course. So I'm Lina, I live in Rio de Janeiro with my husband and our pet. I'm here on TalkNTalk since November, and I've been improving a lot my English because I can practice here almost every single day, but I try to practice at least 5 times per week. Um, Speaking about my hobby, I like soccer, so I really like the subject. Um, of Actually, I really like the today's subject, and I also like cooking. So about me, I think it's that.
Great. Very good. Very good. Um, and I'm Philip. I love sports, though I'm not pretty active nowadays. Today I am starting or going back to swimming, trying to go back on swimming exercises, and I'm not a huge fan of soccer as I used to, but very keen to sports in general, not just soccer. And I guess, yeah, we were having someone here, but is not anymore. So Lilian, we're gonna talk about soccer teams or teams in general. Do you believe that a team is more successful because of a star player or because of brilliant coach?
None of them. For me, a success team is because the mix of the teams. Because I've been following soccer since 2015. I don't remember pretty well, but I was 15. And I started my journey in soccer. And I realized that we need to have a balance, a good coach, but also a good team because one thing is not more important than another thing. So it's important to find a balance between the players, the coach, and also the structure of the team. Because sometimes the club doesn't have enough structure to pay salaries, to provide medical support for the team players. So for me, it's more a balance.
Yeah, one question I was going to ask is really about what does a successful team requires, you know? And my opinion, star player, it's not mandatory, but of course it helps a lot. A brilliant coach, I don't think the name for me, brilliant, is the best one, but I think a good coach with a good strategy, with a good support team, not just the players themselves, but also the environment, food, everybody else working to make that team successful. It's important. So, for example, if we think about soccer here in Brazil, I don't think like it's just about money, bringing the best coach or the best soccer player. It's gonna solve the issues. Like we see Santos suffering. We have Palmeiras with a huge team, like with people, soccer players, like very expensive, but last year they didn't win like championships. So I think it's more about, it's complex, right? What do you think it's really necessary to be successful as a team?
Based on the previous success team, Flamengo, I support Flamengo, so I can talk about Flamengo.
Yeah.
They did a plan in the past. The first thing was, oh, we need to pay our debts because if you want to buy new players, we will need more resource. So first thing first, I think a success club can't have more debts than incomes. So take care of the finance is important. Higher a balance, higher balance plays like yes, Flamengo nowadays have more star players than other teams. But in the past, the director hired one or two star players, but the other players were normal. They were regular players. So yes, I agree that a team needs star players because it's commercial. It's important to advertisement, but the most important thing is having good players for each position. Not oh, I have a brilliant player in this position, but the other position no, they are bad players. No, I think it doesn't work. About coach, I think it's difficult because in Brazil the coaches don't don't stay in a team more than one
Yeah,
year.
right.
So I think for specifically for Brazil, it's not like essential. It's good, yeah, but it's not essential. Uh, so I think as I told you before, for me it's like a balance. You need to find a balance for everything. You need to have uh, good finance, good professionals in all of the parts of the club, and you need to build a team and you have a good coach. But in my opinion, Mirassol last year
Yeah,
had impressive results, and any player was, oh, this is the best player ever. No, it wasn't. So for me, it's more like a balance.
yeah. And I'm gonna follow for to the next question. We started talking, and we could talk about any team or any group of players and about success on their careers, on their games, and etc. But we are talking about soccer. Why does soccer evoke more passion, especially in Brazilians, rather than other sports? Why, for example, soccer is feels more important than other sports?
From my perspective, I think it is because everyone can play soccer, and because it is, I don't remember the word even in Portuguese, but it's like for everyone. You don't need you don't need to have uh, money because you can use the socks to create a ball. So it is popular, and everyone can enjoy, start can start a match without any resource. So I think it's pretty easy to practice soccer, and it's pretty easy to follow games because everywhere nowadays you can find the soccer matches. So it's more related with proximity. Everyone can understand, and I know not everyone likes football. In my family, my mother, my father, my siblings, they don't like. I don't know why I like, but I think it's because the proximity and everyone can talk about. Everyone can be a specialist in soccer.
Yeah. And everyone grows up listening, watching, rooting for a soccer team, right? And the TV propaganda and everything is around soccer, right? I don't think Brazilians are passionate. I think Brazilians learned how to be passionate, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it can be a common subject for everyone. If like a small talk, when you don't know how to say, you talk about soccer in Brazil.
Yeah. And you need to, it's like you need to have a team that you support. Otherwise, you're like weird.
Yeah, yeah,
Weird. It's like it's interesting to see that, for example, people in in Amazonas, in Northeast, Pernambuco, Ceará, they are rooting for Flamengo, and they are passionate about Flamengo, and it's crazy because, I think that's where I see myself asking or questioning myself, am I free to choose things, or I choose the things that the environment tells me to like, enjoy, love, you know? Like I support Palmeiras, especially because my father, and because when I grew up, when I was born, Palmeiras was in the Parmalat era.
yeah,
So, a lot of times in the news, in the rivalry with Corinthians. So I think in São Paulo it's more, yeah, Corinthians the hugest, then Palmeiras, São Paulo, Santos after, I guess. But yeah, sometimes I question myself if I'm free to choose whatever I want, or I choose what is in front of my eyes.
yeah. A long time ago, I followed a neuroscientist. His name is Edwin Delano Gari. He's pretty famous in Brazil, and he talked about this topic. I don't remember pretty well, but I think he talked. We don't make choices. We think we make choice, but the choice was made before we start to think about 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 the topic. And there are several research about it. Uh,
Yeah.
I, I'm going to looking for the video because I don't remember pretty well all the
No,
information.
I haven't heard, but I know there are some researchers research about this topic, and yeah, it's not the first time I think about it, because I again, I was brought to think about this topic. It wasn't genuinely a thought from myself, you know. I heard someone or I read something on somewhere, I have no idea, and then I came up with this thoughts.
And do you think it happened with your career? Because for me,
Yeah, as well.
yeah,
How
I
does it
understand
work for
you.
you in your career? Do you have how is it for you?
Um, I don't remember why I started in my career because yes, I graduated in statistics and I work as a data analyst. But when I think about the past, I don't remember why. Why? Why? Because in my family, technology is not like
Common.
yeah, it's not common. I think I choose because I I wouldn't like to pass for difficulties, and my parents they had difficulties when I was younger, but I don't know why the main reason.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be a dentist because I enjoyed my dentist, you know. And after some time, I decided to something about computer because I was raised under Napster era that time where downloading music was the hype. So I was keen to use a lot of computer and internet, dial-up connection, and searching for things on internet forums and etc. And I was like 9 to 10 years old. My first community as a member, I joined in 2003. 2003, I was part of a community called LBVids, where we shared videos and I became a member. We got to meet face to face everybody. They we were teenagers and it was fun. Um, one of the ideas of Talk and Talk, it became part of this experience I had in the past, became to be like Talk and Talk community, especially the hosts, where we have people joining like an advanced program to develop their English skills. So because of all this experience with internet, I decided to, well, something about the internet was going to be my strategy somehow, or the goal of my career. But in the meantime, I was willing to be a teacher in schools. And my parents, they told me not to because teachers, they don't earn money, this and that. So, and I agree with them, but I was really pissed. So I decided to go to computer science. But after some time, reality knocked my door and there I was teaching English. I'm not a huge fan of teaching English itself. That's why I do not teach English anymore for, I think, 3 4 years. But I love teaching. I love helping, sharing, developing people. So yeah, and that's pretty much what we do here. We train people to develop themselves in soft skills, English as a hard skill. But yeah, the trying to connect with the topic, I think what we are doing here is somehow like a soccer team, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. It's it's deeper.
Yeah, it's really deep. And That's what I like to talk the most. I like to go deep in topics, and I like to question things. I do not like what's your favorite food question, where you have the answer, right answer. I like answers that there are no wrong or right answers. There are answers to question things. I like talking to people where they ask ordinary questions, but they are deep and they are philosophical, they are hard, and they kick you from the inside out. So it's crazy, and I love that. But not everybody loves to talk about deep questions, deep topics. And yeah. So let me go back a little bit to the topic. And we were talking about technology, right? And career and
Yeah.
etc. There is a question number 3, talking about VAR. And how do you see technology in sports? Do you see it's important to add technology into sports, like VAR or other technologies or ideas that you have about technologies? How do you see technology in sports or in soccer specifically?
Soccer is difficult for the people who are trying to make the one single match okay. I think so. All the feelings that the team players express are difficult. So for me, technology is essential for the control of the match and for the fair of the match. Because sometimes one single person or 3 or 4 that are seeing what is happening are not enough to control everything. And speaking of Brazil, I think we are delayed to implement technology because if we compare with the European, they have more resource than us. But I don't think it is because of the money. I think it is because of the politics involving the soccer here. So for me, VAR is essential, but in Brazil, it bothers me a lot because they don't receive good trainings. But it is better than the past. In the past, it was worse than nowadays. Yeah, I think technology would be more implemented in other parts of the game.
Yeah, I think technology can help us to work better.
Yeah.
And especially soccer, to work without pressure of making mistakes,
Yeah. I think if nowadays the AI, if the AI were extinguished,
Yeah.
I would be lost because I need to use AI. I need to yes, I need to use AI to meet my deadlines
Yeah.
because the AI has been improving my speed of delivery.
Yeah, talking about career itself, that's related to our topic. I don't see myself working without technology anymore. Not just only AI, but everything else. Like I work remotely since 2016. So I can work from anywhere. It's been 10 years. So everything I do, it's evolving and following technology. So I don't see myself regretting or going backwards on technology. It's just the opposite. Looking for more technology to solve and help problems. For example, the courses we have, I was the teacher in the English course with recorded video classes. I deleted all of them, and we put AI videos just to be more simple, straight to the point. When I speak or when I teach, I speak and teach the same way over and over, so it gets longer and sometimes boring. And when we have AI, it's like just a support. You don't need the class to be fun, to be amazing experience. You need to focus on the content. So the content is going to be taught. Verb to be, programming, accountant or engineering or whatever is the topic, it's going to be taught like it's been taught the entire human lifetime. But now we can make it shorter because time is priceless. And then when we turn into sports, time is the most precious thing we have. So VAR, it's very important, my opinion, but it's not. I think the process itself needs to be better, not the technology.
Yeah.
Technology is not the problem. The problem is how the process is controlled, is managed, you know. So how do you think it could be upgraded, technology in sports? Any sports, not just soccer.
Sports, they are based on feeling, and it annoys me a lot because no any other areas are like big areas we can use the feelings. Oh, I'm going to hire this person because in my feeling they will perform good. It doesn't happen. Yes, I know it happens sometimes, but it doesn't happen a lot because we first based on the resume, and after that we can, okay, I have a good conversation, I can hire this person. But speaking about sports, they feel more than other areas. And I don't know if you have watched that movie, the man who changed the game. I don't know the name in English, but it is a movie with Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah. I watched it. It was
Yeah,
my first movie 100% in English that I didn't understand a word. It was 2011. I was in Chicago. Moneyball, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
Moneyball. Yeah, this is the name. And they implemented a little of course technology in their decision, but
Yeah.
the people there, they were resistant because they thought, oh, technology can't do my work, it can't help me. Uh, so speaking about the process, I think in sports we need to implement more technology to have little things. Oh, uh, little things to make decisions. I have an example in Brazil, Vasco. My husband supports Vasco, and Vasco, it is a team that they don't use technology for anything because it is impossible that they use it. it is awful. Everything is awful with Vasco. They don't hire good players. They don't have uh, a good system. It is everything doubling down, I think, there.
Yeah.
Uh, but if they use a little of technology in their days, it probably will better.
Yeah. And technology can balance the teams when you have like a team where they don't have too much money with the others, like Flamengo and Vasco. Flamengo has much more money than Vasco. So I guess technology strategy, and I think soccer, it's very democratic somehow, not too much, but like you said in the beginning, everyone has the chance to start playing and to perform well. Of course, there are politics behind it and bureaucracy and everything else, but in general, we can have everyone playing, and you don't need huge players, expensive players to make it happen. You can have less expensive or cheaper, but using technology to help to achieve the goal, not the goal itself in the game, but the goal of a championship or something like that, as Mirassol did. Let's see if
Yeah.
Mirassol can keep going with it, with the management of everything, right? Very
Yeah,
good.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you could choose uh, like a big, not a big chance on talk based on technology, what would be like? Do you have any plans that depends on technology, but you
Yeah,
can't apply?
a marketplace for teachers to develop teachers, students that they want to be either tutors or teachers, and to make like a Preply environment, like Preply or
Yeah,
Cambly does. But yeah, we need technology to work on that, because for example, Talk and Talk, we have the immersions, and we have several hours in a week, but still we are depending on someone, a person, a human being, to be live. If the person is not live, then it doesn't happen. So we are gamificating the process itself and bringing people that, and it's not about commitment, it's about eager to learn, to develop. So there are some hosts that they want and need to learn. Most of the times they need to learn, but they don't want that much. They don't have the eager, the hanger, I don't know, the hungry. So it's sometimes complicated, but one of the ideas since the beginning, it was to make, okay, you want to talk to another student one-on-one. You could be online and you see another student online, and then you connect to talk online. To make it happen, we need to develop a couple of things, and we are preparing the infrastructure, the back office, and everything else to make it happen. So the plans as a team here is to bring students in advanced level to be in the program with content development, assessments, and everything else. And with those students, we may have some one-on-one conversations with other students, and in cases like this, to be paid as well. So, for
yeah,
example, my dream is to help you make money here on Talk and Talk as a student. You apply, you have your membership, you have the plan you pay, and then you have access to, make money out of it. Still testing, still talking, still drawing a couple of things. But one of the things we are gonna do this year is start entering companies, businesses, and we're gonna get those hosts that we have. So we have a profile. Imagine, picture you are a host. We have your profile. So you are more into tech. So we are entering a tech company and it fits with your profile. So we're gonna hire you as a freelancer. So you're gonna be paid to make the same immersions that we do every day here, but focus in a business, in a company. And then based on this, you're gonna be paid per session or per month or per year or whatever is the level of commitment, you know? So it's more, we are going to more of this, and we are planning to make my idea is to have like 6 to 11 immersions starting 6 a.m, finishing 11 p.m, from Monday to Friday, and morning, Saturday and Sunday morning. And then once you achieve that in English, it's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna by the way, when I do immersions like this, um I'm always paying attention how you speak English, you know. And you have a good
Yeah.
English to be in the advanced program. The advanced program, it's not, you can't pay to be part of the advanced program, but you need to be invited, you know. So it's invitation only. And we are always looking for more hosts. And the first requirement is eager to learn, eager to develop, eager to be better. So we are looking for that. I'm going to send you an invitation by email, by the way, and then you fill out a form, and then we're gonna talk. It's like an onboarding session, just to let you know how it works, what are the benefits, what are the odds, and the odds are always to study. So you're gonna need to study, of course, because it's not just speak. Speaking is
Yeah.
easy. Before you speak, and as a student here, I think the most challenge you have is, what do I need to study? What I'm gonna do? You have no idea. So because you have no guidance, you just have the course, you have the conversations, you have the community. But you have the fluency program. The fluency program is going to guide you throughout the whole process. Month by month, you have a full plan on what you need to develop, and it's customized to you. It's not general. It's about what you're speaking. On the deliveries, we ask the students. And we also have the PACE program. It's a speed up program where we speed up the development. And then you have a mentor. The mentor, at this moment, it's me. And then we sit together, and then we develop the plan, the goals, how many sessions you need to make, how many words you need to learn. We'll have status for each word. And it's not just, oh, house. I know what's house. But do you speak house? Phrasal verbs. Do you use, okay, you understand, you learn, but are you speaking those phrasal verbs or not? If you're not learning. It's just, you're adding into your memory, but it's gonna be full of things,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna work out because you need to speak. It's not to memorize, you know? That's why I hate memorization apps. Memhack, Anki, Duolingo. I'm a huge fan of them. But in my opinion, they are not sustainable. They work to memorize, but they are not sustainable when it comes to real conversations. In real conversations, it's awful to remember everything. So
I use an app. The name is Livre, and it is the only app that I I could I could use it on the regular basis. Because I use it every single day. I think my straight there is more than 150, and it is an app to read and listen to. And for me, this was the best app ever because I don't need to memorize words.
you are in touch,
I
you're living the experience.
Yeah, and I try to apply here.
What's the name of the app?
Lingua. It's from Steve Kaufman. Let me see here.
I see. I've heard about it.
Yeah, and I really like the experience there because I can put all the books, series, videos that interested me, and I can read and listen again and again and again. Since my start there, I could notice some improvements in my speaking, my vocabulary, because I try to understand the patterns, and I try to use, and I stopped studying grammar because for me
Because of
this
this.
method is better than study grammar in an
Yeah.
isolated mode.
I like to say that you are not going to learn how to speak studying.
Yeah.
Reading, being in touch with the language, it's part of the whole experience we have here, though we still don't have the tools for reading. Still don't have. Listening, we are developing that now for each level. So it's supposed for you to understand 100% of this audio, like the A1 audio of 2 or 3 minutes. And then it's gonna be some questions to answer. We're developing that, but for reading, it's like those classes in Portuguese we had in high school, that you had to read a book and you had to understand what's behind those words and everything else. But when you read, you're living the experience. Once you live the experience, it's easier to speak out when you need, because it's connected somehow on your interests. So it's very important. And one of the things we do on the PACE program, the speed up program in English, it's to help you to clarify what you need to do, how long are you gonna do, the schedule you're gonna do, and if you need help, we're gonna be here to help you with anything you may need on your studies. So the advanced program, it's different because we're gonna bring you the strategy and you need to run the strategy in order to achieve. And the idea is to get every host to be at least C1 level. That's the idea we have for this year. And we have a lot of C1 levels here, but we always bring hosts that they are not, and that's the main focus. The host starts on B1, sometimes A2. We have a few A2 students, but depending on how develops the communication on A2 level. But B1, it's more than able to apply, but needs an invitation. So we always looking for someone that is engaged in the immersions, engaged in the community. Some of the hosts raise their hands to, hey, Lilian, it's a good profile. I think she could be a host, and then we look into that, and then we make the invitation. We have started to make this process, this invitation process this year. So it's a brand new process that we are making, that we tested out on French and Spanish, and it's working really good. And the idea is you start, we evaluate your fluency, and you start to be a host with 1 or 2 sessions per week, and starting always with 1 session to adapt, to understand the schedule. And then if you want another session as a host, you can add. And the main benefit to be a host is you decide the topic, you decide the words, you decide the questions. So you can really, I want to learn business English. So you can make business English as a host, and you bring the topic. Of course, you need to bring a topic that other people want to talk as well, because communication is this. It's not what I want to speak. It's what the other person wants to speak as well. So we're gonna send you an invitation by email. I'm gonna send you like after we finish here. Just check it out. It's pretty simple, the form. And after that, after Carnival, you're gonna receive another email to book an onboard session with me or with someone else of the team to clarify how does it work, what requires you to be a host, and how it works, and all the questions you may have.
Yeah, I was talking to yourself. I think it is the right pronounce for his name. And because I was thinking about the pace plan, I couldn't finish. I couldn't buy yet because I'm in the middle of another course from work, and I needed to put effort to complete my
and it's
thing.
important to have it clear in mind that I'm focused on this, and then I'm gonna focus on something else,
Yeah, because my English routine is not rigid, but is intense. I try to study at least 3 hours per day, but I also need to focus on that other course that my company provides for me. And I think the end of this course will be in March or April, and I will focus on English. Not on English, because I've been focused on learning English, but I'm going to start another course, because when I was younger, I used it to study several things simultaneously. But nowadays, I know that it won't work. I need to focus one course by time, because I can go deeper, and I can learn better.
Yeah, and what I see is it's not magic to learn a language. It's discipline and commitment only.
Yeah.
And
consistency
it's the most difficult. And that's where the advanced program, where you are a host, we focus on. Once you are a host, the level of commitment gets higher. Because, for example, today we had 5 people booked. You were the only one that showed up. The other 4, they are absent. They're not here, but they booked. And they have their reasons.
Yeah.
But once you're a host, your commitment is with other people that are booking and with the platform. So you don't want us to knock your WhatsApp. Hey, Lillian, are you okay? What happened? You didn't show up to the immersion. And of course, exceptions, they happen, like happened with swelling today. So, oh, happened this, and that. Can someone replace me today? But she's always here on Sundays. But from time to time, it happens because this is real life. And that's commitment. That's commitment, you know? So we are always, because the most difficult thing is commitment. And
Yeah.
and that's where you're gonna develop your career, your family, your English, your it's like saving money. Saving money, you don't need to learn to save money. You can start with the basic and the simple thing. You spend less than you earn. And you save 100 every month, 50, 10, whatever you have, but it needs consistency. You know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much. Lillian, I think it was conversation, and immersions are like that. We don't need to keep focus on the topic itself. If you want to, we can go broader and wider in other topics. So that's how it works. It was cool to have this conversation one-on-one with you. I think you have a B1 level, and it's very easy to achieve a B2 level of English speaking. It's just add some structure that they are really B2. You know, you have vocabulary, you know how to speak, how to explain, how to argue. But I think, like, especially some structures that are very common and they are very useful. If you pay attention, it's gonna make your English better. The sound, confidence, and how people see yourself. And that's how you get your how can I say that? The value of yourself, how people perceive you, it's gonna be different when you speak with some different structures. I have the same English level as I did in 2000, and I started in 1998. I got fluency in my heart in 2011 when I moved to Chicago. I lived there for a year. But my English is the same, didn't change. Just a word in another. But how I feel, how I speak, I'm not thinking to speak. I just speak.
Yeah.
It requires time, hours, training, practice, be in touch, living the language. And that's what I'm doing in Spanish. In Spanish, I'm doing exactly that. Twice a week, living the experience, reading things in Spanish, not listening music or listening things. I don't like Spanish music. Unfortunately, it's not my taste, but I'm watching things in Spanish to help me out before the immersions. You know? So there's a whole strategy when you become a host that's gonna help you a lot, you know. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So
Thank you for
I'm gonna
being
send
nice.
you the email and feel free to answer or not. But I think if you want, you're gonna be successful by being a host. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Lillian, see you. Have a great weekend.
See you. Have a great weekend.